Good morning, hockey fans. Sorry about that. We are here for the bronze medal matchup in the 2025 Para Ice Hockey Championships here at the Lunenburg County Lifestyle Center and the Clearwater Seafoods Arena here in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. In this matchup, we have Team Manitoba, powered by a strong fan base, who made the trek down to the beautiful East Coast, so shore of Bridgewater, if you will, the East Coast of the province. And we'll be taking on Team Ontario in this one. Tukawik starting way out of his crease at the blue line, and he'll creep back. And Steve, you talked a little bit with Chris Tukawik, so let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. He came up to thank us for everything that we were doing to televise this. And, of course, he played for the Team Canada for a while. He is now retired from that team, and he has not played net for them. He played out, and you can tell that he is just dying to get out in that action.
Yeah, 100%. And just look at the way he moves. He has all player gear except for a blocker and a trapper as well.
Absolutely. And we will have Maddox Miles starting, we will have Bilodeau starting in net for Manitoba.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how he'll do. He had a rough start last night against Team Quebec, and Quebec is a powerhouse team, but really couldn't find a groove, and they put Paul Hammond in, and still that was unable to find a rhythm there. So I'm curious to see how Manitoba's going to come out. And we spoke on it last game. We've mentioned it quite a few times, and these Manitoba fans are unreal. But so I thought they'd be louder by this point in the game. Maybe they're disappointed after the Winnipeg loss last night at the Jets.
Yeah, that might have subdued them a little bit. I'm sure they will pick it up and get their team going here in this game. And what a game we have in store for us. Now, we will note that for Team Ontario, unfortunately, Garrett Riley will not be joining the team on the ice. His leadership will have to be behind the bench. That is an unfortunate loss for them for this game. Although on a concussion protocol there from a bump he took yesterday. Always best to be safe instead of sorry.
Yeah, he took the ice for warm-ups last night when they played their semifinal matchup. And reportedly it was said that he just said he didn't feel right being out there with everything on. It didn't feel right being out there, so he decided to head back to the locker room and take all his stuff out, and he'll join behind the bench there. And you can see him. He's up beside the head coach, Adam Stoppa there. So I'm curious to see how he'll lead that back there behind the bench.
Yeah, this Ontario team has been without him for his 10-minute misconduct, and then again for the last game that they played yesterday. And they've proven that they're a very capable team all around, a well-rounded team. Riley just added that extra presence, leadership on the ice, and had the ability to really get some checks in there and take away or create some turnovers. And I think that they're really going to miss that. But Ontario is definitely a capable team all around, almost all their players on the stat sheet.
Yeah, for sure, and we've said a lot about them, and they're just like Quebec in a way. They're pretty structured. There's a lot of talent there, and honestly, Gravel's really the difference in this tournament for Quebec. I mean, obviously, Quebec is way more structured, and Ontario plays more of a physical game than a structured game, I noticed in this one, this tournament, and that just might be me. And I'm not around sledge hockey as much as you are, Steve, so you can definitely tell me if I'm wrong.
Well, and you mentioned Gravel there, and talking about Manitoba in this game, Manitoba got 2 on Gravel and definitely showed us exactly how to beat them. So that will come into play in the gold medal game. But let's get back into the action on this game, and Manitoba's going to be looking for those goals as well. Armbruster showing his speed there.
Yeah, great play, and those Armbruster relatives are something to watch on this Manitoba team. Here's Martin now with it in his own end. Pass up through. Kind of slows down a bit. And then Halleck gives a hit there, and the door opens up on the bench.
Yeah, and you mentioned Armbruster's Elijah Armbruster with 9 goals and 7 assists in this tournament. Isaiah Armbruster with 4 goals and 6 assists already.
Yeah, there's something special to watch here. And now here comes Manitoba off the right side. They'll look to get something going here. Nice pass up to Rosello. Just didn't really know where that one was, I think. So now cleared up to center, and here's Manitoba taking a bump there in front of the penalty box.
And you definitely heard the name Rosello a lot in last night's game. Manitoba playing huge against Atlantic.
Yes, and that was quite the game. in that quarterfinal matchup. But hold on, as Burgeon has a shot that time. Goes a little wide. Vint was there on the side of the net if that could have got there. Now along the boards, referee still letting him play there. Thought about blowing his whistle and then saw the puck moved around a little bit. Now this one will come out to center. Sent back in. It'll be a loose puck racing. It looks like it's going to be fairly easily taken by Martin down low. Being applied the pressure, though, by Alyssa White. And she's a fun player to watch coming out of Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Yeah, she's been all over this ice. A lot on the forecheck. She's really a powerhouse.
And Armbruster's shot that time goes a little high. Now that one broken up on Maidenuk there. And Steve, we're 5 minutes into this game, and we still haven't gotten a whistle. Definitely not going to complain, though.
No, lots of action here, back and forth, lots of opportunities.
What a chance there. Great defensive effort that time. Bilodeau, great positioning as well on that one.
And we'll see how it plays out from the physical aspect. Maidenuk on the ice there. As you can see, the captain of the Manitoba team has been very physical throughout the tournament. He's taken 22 minutes of penalties in this tournament, though. I think it's going to be important that he stay out of the box in this final game for them.
Yeah, 100%. I think that sums it up really well there, Steve. And here comes Osborne with the chance that time. Just doesn't really work out in his favor that time. And we know how loud these Manitoba fans can get, so I'm going to assume once they get something going for them once again, we'll see them getting nice and loud, and Team Manitoba is going to pick up a penalty here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think if Manitoba can put a goal in early, that'll really get these fans going. See how many of them have a voice left after screaming all 4 days long.
So this penalty is going to go to Elijah Armbruster of Team Manitoba, tripping the call. So I'm curious to see how Ontario is going to approach this one with Manitoba's top player in the box.
Yeah, absolutely. And Team Ontario has some very quick players and some great playmakers.
Pardon me. And Bilodeau, the faceoff will go to his left, and he's a good goalie when he gets in a rhythm. And as we said earlier, he just couldn't find his rhythm yesterday in that semifinal matchup against a tough Quebec team. And what can you really expect, though? Quebec is a powerhouse team, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. Did well to stand up tall, but Quebec can find that net from almost anywhere on that offensive ice.
Blown down now, 8:53 to go here in the first period, 1:44 to go on the power play. 3-1 the shots in favor of Team Manitoba.
And Manitoba, you see there with 4 players right down around the net. You're going to see that a lot. They do a great job on their defensive efforts to crash in front of the net and not allow much to get through. It's going to be really tough for Ontario to find anything right in front of the net.
Linesman drops the puck as we're off here one more time. That one looks like it's going to be sent back in. Battling down there. It's Team Ontario, sorry. It's Team Manitoba. They'll fire that one over far side. Here's a shot that time off the side of the net. What a chance there for Colton Martin.
Yeah,
now in front for Tomborello. Shot there. Still lose it. And what a save that time by Logan Bilodeau coming out of Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Yeah, a huge save there. Saved the team. That other shot, the initial shot that went around the net. A couple inches to the left, I think that would have gone.
We'll take a look at the replay here. Actually might have slowed up in the defenseman right in front, but either way, great effort by Team Manitoba there.
Yeah, and I got to say, great effort by Clements, number 18 for Ontario. She recognized that the puck was coming around, and she had gone down right in front of the net, and she didn't make very much effort at all to get out of the way, creating that screen and that opportunity, but eventually got pushed out.
Puck drop here, Stoppa with it, Stoppa. That one goes way high and high, sorry, as I meant to say. That one will be fired back in by Team Ontario, broken up a little bit by Maidenuk, but taken away by Topping. Once again, Maidenuk in there to cause some havoc. And that one's set down low. Here's Stoppa. Stoppa to the low point area. Here's Harrington. Harrington sends it over that time. Chance on the doorstep that time. Good job by Maidenuk. Here's Topping now with a shot. That goes high. Off the rebound that time. Broke it up a little bit. Now behind the net. A battle now. Topping still there with Isaiah Armbruster right on him. 40 seconds to go on the power play for Ontario. Can't hang on to that one, but they're fairly easily going to pick it up. Once again, a bit of a hit that time. And now here's Ontario. They fire that one over to Swafford a little wide. 25 seconds to go here on the man advantage. And Team Manitoba so far has done an excellent job killing this penalty. Not really many clears if they even have one so far, but they're doing a good job trying to limit traffic to the front of the net.
And there you get that clear there now. And Bilodeau's been showing some great movement side to side in the net there. On that last play, you can see the lateral movement there was excellent. Pretty quick across his crease.
And time ticking down, and the penalty comes to an end. So Manitoba back to gets their man out of the box, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey here in this one, Steve.
Yeah, and let's see if Manitoba responds with a big opportunity here.
And here's Rosello. He gets knocked off the puck there. Osborne. Might have had a case for interference there, but
I don't know about that. I agree with you. I see where you're coming, but I think he got his shoulder on shoulder, and that's going to just knock him right off the puck. If he had gotten too far in front and pushed the front of the sled, 100% that could have been an interference.
At the end of the day, it's hockey, not soccer. You're allowed to hit there, and if you dive, they still might not call it. But
yeah, absolutely. Having a look at today's schedule, we saw Atlantic Alberta already play. What a game we had on our hands there. Went into overtime. Atlantic taking the win. Ontario, Manitoba here. Going to be a great game. And looking forward to the gold medal match, Quebec, British Columbia at 1 p.m.
Juan's been ready to drop the puck. We'll get set to go here in a second. And now Armbruster getting tied up there with the Team Ontario centerman there. And then here's Delorier. Delorier lets that one go, and Dukowicz will punch that one up into the protective netting, sorry.
Yeah, and we've talked about Dukowicz chatting the whole time. Good communication with his team. Making sure everybody's exactly where he wants them to be.
Linesman there ready to drop the puck as we get set to go here one more time. We're off. It's drop back from Maidenuk. Unable to hang on to it. Now it's getting up the left side. Here comes Team Ontario looking to set something up here. Now played over across for Halleck in front there. That one goes a little wide. Seemed a little rush on it, Steve.
Yeah, maybe a little bit rushed. I think she found a surprise that she was getting that puck right. That's such a great pass. But she's been great at playing positional hockey and getting those opportunities.
And White that time. She falls to the ice as well, and two of the top female players in this tournament have been Alyssa White and Haley Halleck, and we get to see them both play in this matchup.
Yeah, and White got tangled up. Her jersey got tangled with Tamburello. They were taking them both out of the play for a little bit.
Tamburello, yeah, that one's going to get broken up there through traffic. Along the boards, let's see what happens here. Good battle there. Clears out to center, and no way, that's not going to be enough for an icing on that one. Definitely would have been if it had the distance, though, but not a chance as it didn't even go past the face-off dot there.
Great forward check there by, I think it was Tamburello in there.
And topping that time, takes a bit of a bump. Wants it back, and he does. Now in the slot, here's a chance for Ontario, gets poked away. Going to be Topping who gets it back. Now a shot there. Beautiful stop by Bilodeau.
Great battle in front of the net.
Very, as we're 2/3 of the way through this opening frame. Now here comes Team Manitoba, on the breakout up the right side. Will that have enough for icing? No.
Waved off.
And it did look like it was about to come to a halt there. And a good battle as well. Linesman's going to let him play on, and I like that decision there, Steve.
Yeah, I agree. And White, again, showing her ability on that forecheck.
Look there. She is a nitty-gritty, great player there. Not afraid to get physical at all. Same with Halleck as well. And now here's Swafford now. Lets that shot go. Maybe he took a couple strides and walked in. He would have had a better shot there, but decided to just let it go.
Yeah, he had Topping coming down on the left side there on the wing, and Topping's very fast, so I think he was trying to get that either on net or just get a good bounce off the backboards and get something out in front.
And Armbruster and Topping collide there. Osborne's way to your play on not going to be on your screen. He's going to go for a change, so only 4 of them in the attacking end for Ontario. There he is. It's going to be Verburn who joins the rush there. Ontario still with it. It's Topping. Topping dishes it off to Martin. It goes a little wide, actually, so they'll have to reset and get something going for him down low, trying to set up an offense out of that spot down low, and the referee caught up with Martin as well.
Yeah, and Stoppa had a great position there, just in the back door. Couldn't get it out to him.
Now good job that time. Delorier kind of gets knocked off the puck by Swafford. Now to the left side, Stoppa takes a bit of a bump. Now here's Manitoba with it. It's Armbruster. Here comes Elijah Armbruster in over the blue line with under 3 minutes to go. Shot there. That's going to go a little wide, and you can start to hear these Manitoba fans get a little rowdy, but I feel like I can't hear them as much as last night.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there.
Pardon me, yes. Especially during that Atlantic-Manitoba game. That was a great one.
Yeah, the intensity of that game just kept those fans going on both sides. And with the stoppage of play, an opportunity to give a big happy birthday to Brian Zwicker. He's a co-chair of the National Para Hockey Championship Committee.
Yeah, we'd like to thank Brian for all he does in making this tournament a success.
And the other co-chair for that is Joe Boutelier.
We're off here one more time. Drop back from Maydenuk. Maydenuk with it at the low point areas. Keeping it in. Shot there. And Duquix makes a stop there, but almost trickles in. Maybe if he was a little bit more to the front of the net, it might have had a chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Send it out in front. Easily poked away that time by Team Ontario. And here they come up the left side. It's going to be a good dish off from Harrington up. And a hand pass called by the linesman there.
Yeah, and you notice Harrington was seems to have that kind of technique where he pushes the puck with his hand, which is okay if he's pushing it to himself, but as soon as he puts it off to that other player, it's going to be a hand pass every time. Your shots 5-3. Still 0-0 in this one. Goalies have come up big already. And I'm sure that will be the continued throughout this bronze medal game. 2:22 remaining in this first period.
And our linesmen in this one, both coming out of the Ontario Hockey Federation, Matthew Scralmo and Eric Taylor. Once again, they're both coming out of Ontario's program out there. So, curious to see if that will play a fact in this one, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I think the officiating has been phenomenal all tournament, and the last few games we certainly have not had officials from either of the teams.
And that's it. The Sounder did a great job there, but sometimes some officials have different times when they need to get back, and things pop up last minute there. But all in all, I doubt that'll have any conflict with this game.
No, I'm sure. I'm quite confident it won't.
Now Martin will just fire that one back in for Ontario, and they'll have to clear the zone.
Good push here in the last minute and a half of this period. Ontario holding their own in the offensive area. Manitoba doing a great job with their defensive efforts.
Now that one cleared out to the neutral zone. Verburn will easily pick that one up. Tries to get it to Topping. A bit of a miscommunication there. It'll be picked up by Vint. Now getting it over to Alyssa White that time, though. Gets broken up, and now to Topping. Topping can't handle it cleanly. We'll circle back and pick it up. But a minute to go here. And this one in the opening frame, and it's sent back down. Will be fairly easily picked up down there by Verburn, and he'll take a trip behind his own net. It'll be picked up along the boards by Swafford, and Swafford kind of gets a little tripped up there. Nothing going on the play. Now Virgie will look to fire that one in. A good hit that time on the play by the Ontario player. And here's Armbruster in front of his own bench that time. A good hit that time on Isaiah Armbruster there.
Yeah, absolutely. Stop it, just taking him out of the play for that, which was a great idea.
Icing waved off on the play. And listen to these Manitoba fans. This is what we have been expecting, Steve.
Yeah, they're going to carry them through this period. Head on head there.
Down low, Ontario's looking to set things up despite the chants coming from the Manitoba fans. 10 seconds to go, and Dukowick's almost to the blue line for this Team Ontario team. And now loose there in the slot. Manitoba's going to try and get a clear on it. They will, and they might fire that one down. Decides not to. And that's going to do it. So after the first period of play in this one, we haven't had a goal yet. 5-3 the shots in favor of Manitoba. What can we expect in the second period here, Steve?
Well, I tell you, don't think there was a one side versus the other that had a higher intensity. The Manitoba fans are trying to get their team going, and that may play a little bit of a difference in the second if they can carry that through. And Manitoba has all tournament had an amazing second period. So I'm looking for them to come out big, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get a couple of shots on net and maybe even a couple of goals.
My name's Easton Shoop. I'm joined alongside Steve Rombeek. We'll see you here for the second period of play. You don't want to miss it.
Our mission at the Shriners Hospitals for Children Canada is to really make the lives of patients and families the best that it can be, and really lift up patients who need our services to fulfill the most optimal version of themselves.
We take care of all orthopedic problems in pediatrics, but we super specialize in really rare conditions and complex conditions that involve orthopedics and other specialties.
A lot of the patients that will come to the motion lab are surgical candidates. So the surgeon may be able to do a great plan with just medical imaging, with the clinical history of the patient and some observation, whereas the motion lab will bring real numbers that we can measure that the eye cannot catch necessarily. And so it allows us to be more precise in the diagnostic of the patient, and then it allows us to better plan the treatment.
Rehabilitation is not easy. It's a tough part. So when we do rehabilitation, we did the surgery. Now we have the tough part, moving with difficulties. And it's saying, okay, now you're gonna have to do something that you might not wanna do. So how do we make that enticing for a patient to do this? And when I see parents writing back and saying, going to physio is the best part of my day, I said, oh, we're doing definitely something right.
Without Shriners, I know my leg wouldn't be straight. And Shriners, it's really special because there's only 2 doctors that can do this type of operation. So I know I couldn't just go to another hospital. It was here or I wouldn't do it. So everything is super for me and the future looks bright ahead.
Shriners is incredibly unique because we take the time for our patients. We take the time to listen, to understand what their needs are. Our team in social services, we try and make it as simple as we can for our families. Families coming from out of province, having a greeter meet them at the airport, drive them to the hotel. We make sure that our families are comfortable in what they do and in their decision of coming to our hospital, knowing that our people are the best that you can have right now.
Yeah, this place is definitely like a family because they treat you very nicely here. They treat you like you're one of them. When you come in for like an x-ray, like, hey there, Michael, how are you? Yeah, everyone that works here definitely has positive attitude, always smiles on your faces. I know a lot of people here, I love them like a family.
When you're a parent that has a child that's disabled, either wheelchair or has some disability, it's tough on the parents. And when they come to the Shriners and they see other parents that have the same kind of child as they do, it's almost comforting in a way, and they can exchange ideas. I can't tell you how many patients became friends from different backgrounds completely. French or English, it doesn't matter, because they have the same kind of disability. They become friends because they see each other in the clinic together, and sometimes we make sure to invite them at the same time. You know what I mean? Like we make that effort, so that these conditions, that these kids, feel good, and the parents feel great about that. And I think that that's something that we pride ourselves in.
During the treatment, when it's really hard on him because he goes through a lot of emotions, anxiety, we always have one nurse that comes to distract him, to play games with him. They bring their virtual goggles so that he doesn't think of the pain that he's going to go through. All these little details make the Shriners so special.
We cover a wide range from the molecular to the bedside of the patient. And that was the vision from the get-go. And I think the best example that this vision works is that this facility has developed a standard of care for 3 pediatric metabolic bone diseases. So those now are the treatments that are used throughout the world. that were developed here at Shriners Hospitals for Children Canada. And I think it is unique because it has a very high-performing research center, which not all hospitals have.
We are becoming experts, and in certain cases we are identified as the leaders in North America in rare and complex bone-related disease. For certain, we have the biggest group of patients for osteogenesis imperfecta in North America. But that being said, we want to be identified as a leader in pediatric orthopedics so that when your kid has a rare disease or complex, it's obvious that you're going to come at Shriners. And we want to be the place in Canada. That's part of our vision.
Shriners is special because they have like the family kind of vibe. Here you're really going to have care. You're going to be informed. You're going to have support. That is really important. They are human here, not just nurses, not just physicians, not just doctors. They are human. They have human values, and this is what makes them different than others. The Shriners are really the one that has my heart.
What we offer children and families goes beyond clinical care. I'm just really grateful to work here because people from every department, everyone really has this passion of giving back, whether it's people who work in maintenance, in the kitchen, in audiovisual services, in research, in clinical, at the reception. Every person has a role and makes a difference. And when you see this teamwork and everyone coming together with their energies, everyone wants to make a difference in the child's life. And it's really obvious from this kindness and this motivation to do better. To me, this is what really makes the Shriners special.
Welcome back, hockey fans, and welcome to our gold medal game of the 2025 Para Ice Hockey Championships here at the LCLC Clearwater Seafoods Arena. My name's Easton Troop. I'm joined alongside Stephen Rombeek. Steve, what can we expect in the second period? Still no goals in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Manitoba's going to come out roaring here, and they will have their offensive area right with their fans, and they're going to be looking for some big things there, and I think that's going to help cheer them on as they take some shots down that end. We're going to be looking for Ontario to get some outer shots and potentially some breakaways. They've got some really fast players.
100%. I think you've summed it up really well there, Steve. So I'm curious to see how other teams going to answer in this one, and there hasn't been a shortage of energy in this one either.
And you can hear those fans right now.
Yeah, great shot that time. Almost made its way through, but Dukowicz will stand tall in the crease.
And Topping winning that race, and as I said, they've got some fast players, and you might see some breakaway opportunities from Ontario.
Here's Maidenuk with it. Decides to fire it up the right side. Up to Delorier, but though it gets picked off by Verburn there.
And we haven't seen any, sorry about that, Easton.
No worries, go ahead.
We haven't seen Maidenuk take any big hits this game yet. There has been a little bit of controversy about how he comes in chest first and comes up with his fists. And I think he's very cognizant of that and making sure he stays out of the box for his team.
For sure, yeah. He's one of the last players they needed in the box, because he's obviously the captain of Manitoba, and he really is a captain out there. He's showing his leadership out there, and he knows where the puck needs to be, and he's not afraid to stand up for his team. So I think he really has to play smart in this one.
Yeah, and he has shown that so far. Often he comes out very physical in the first. We didn't see that quite as much, but he's still a powerhouse on the ice with his leadership and hockey IQ.
And puck comes free, and here's Swafford. He's going to look to skate it up the right side, and he will. He'll dish it off over to Clements, and Aubrey Clements now tries to get that one over to Tamburello. This doesn't work out. I'm going to get fired down. It goes a little wide of Bilodeau in net. I want to be sent along the boards now. It looks like Armbruster is going to easily pick that one up, going up the left side, and that one just won't reach quite Alyssa White, and it looks like Harrington's going to win this puck race fairly easily. And I.C.E called on the play with 12:27 to go in the second period. 5-3, the shots in favor of Manitoba. Still yet to see our first shot in this period.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at today, Sunday, May 18th, the score in that Atlantic-Alberta game, as we mentioned, 4-3. And that was an overtime, sudden death goal by Cheshen Boutlier to take that one.
The puck is dropped. Bilodeau decides not to cover that one up. Didn't really see any danger there, and obviously he didn't either, so he didn't feel the need to cover that one up. Waugh will easily get that one poked up to center, and now broken up by Armbruster a little bit. Waugh tries to get that one back up to him, but it goes a little wide, actually. Whiffs on the pass that time, and it looks like Armbruster's going to take it away. Now Armbruster reaches in with a shot that time, goes wide. And Topping's going to pick it up for Team Ontario. Coming up the left side, it's broken up there. Good sized check there.
Yeah, coming right off the bench. That was a great check in the neutral zone there by Vin.
And Osborne tries to get that one up. Topping has it. Armbruster's going to come up with it. Elijah Armbruster trying to get by Harrington. He does now. Going the other way, being tied up there. Still loose. He's going to be cleared away by Ontario there. Unable to keep that one in, so Manitoba will have to reset on the play there. Give it a good hit there into the boards, and here's Topping, who dishes that one off to Clements, so it's picked off, and here's Alyssa White with it now. Falls down to the ice there. Vince will try and come in and take it now for Armbruster. Elijah Armbruster now decides not to shoot it and making some moves. Shot there, they score! Elijah Armbruster, what a goal!
Yeah, and as we anticipated, Manitoba comes out big, and those Toba fans are going insane. And you know, Armbruster had a couple of opportunities in that last few minutes there, and that's exactly what the Manitoba team wants to see. And if you notice, though, we'll see it on the replay here, you know, it's a real team effort, and that's been the story of their tournament. Right here, there's just 3 of them right in there, all digging. And Armbruster puts it away. You didn't see ahead of that. White really created that scenario there with her grit play.
And we'll see one of the fans over from Manitoba. If you want to point your camera up a little bit, if we can. And he's running along the concourse up there. Absolutely not a worry in his mind.
Yeah, every goal they get, you'll see that fella. He will take a lap.
Good on him. That's a. Hopefully we see him doing a few laps in this one. This Manitoba team is so fun to watch, and one of the main things is because of their fan base. But here comes Ontario the other way, looking to quiet them up a little bit. The shot there, that one will go a little wide. Now White will try and get that one up. It's broken up a little bit by Martin. And now pass going up the left side. Here's Team Manitoba, who actually pokes that away and gets a delayed offside call on that one. And here's Armbruster now. Skating up the right side. Isaiah Armbruster in over the blue line that time, staying on side. He's looking to cut to the front of the net there. Shot there. That one goes a little wide. Pardon me. That one trying to be sent back down again, but easily taken away by Team Ontario. Now long feed up. Here's a chance for Swafford in on goal. That one just goes a little wide, and they'll have to circle behind the net. And Manitoba with it now. They'll decide to send that one along the boards, and Martin's not going to be able to hang on to it. Icing's going to be waved off by the linesman Taylor on this near side.
Action back and forth. This is a great game.
That one's dropped back. Here's the play now, and this one's going to be blown down. I'm going to say the net's off, but it came a little forward there, actually.
Yeah, it was just
didn't really
bumped.
notice that, as most times it goes back.
Yeah, it was just bumped as the players went behind the net there, just enough to knock it off the standard. And since the play was right there, they're going to take that opportunity to have a break and bring that outside of the zone. We'll get some fresh players on the ice here. And Manitoba is going to keep this pressure on, and I guarantee you that. They've been having great second periods all throughout this tournament. I think Ontario's really going to be looking to beat them with the fast game, to be honest. They haven't been able to get anything going when they've got full strength in the offensive zone against the full defense. And here we go.
Broke it up, and here comes Clements going the other way. And they're getting back for her. Topping wants that one. That one just going to go a little high, and I think that one may have gotten over to Topping, sorry. Would have been a good chance to get one in the back of the net, but not a bad play at all by Clements there.
Yeah, absolutely a little mishandled there. Topping just lost an edge crashing into Dukowitz, but able to find that puck, thankfully. Yeah, and Clements, challenging situation there. Topping was banging his stick. He definitely wanted that. He was come flying up the side. Clements had the decision and went for that top corner, and she can certainly find the back of the net. So not a bad choice to make that shot, and especially with Topping right there for a potential rebound.
Puck dropped. Here's Vinch with it. Vinch trying to get it back for Rosello. Here's Team Ontario with it. They'll look to clear that one. It's actually kept in by Armbruster. Great job that time. It looks like Harrington down low is going to pick that up. Now here comes Team Ontario the other way. Coming up the right side, dished it over to Clements. That one's going to be broken up. Now here comes Isaac Vint the other way. That one's actually going to be broken up, and Halleck's going to take it away. Here's Haley Halleck, a shot there. Stopped by the goaltender, and that one almost cruises in, and that's the thing with Bilodeau. A lot of rebounds go for him. Like, he lets a lot go, and not a great rebound control goaltender, as we saw right there, and we keep seeing in this game. Definitely excellent in other aspects. He stops the high shots, and he stops the mid shots too.
Yeah, a good, definitely gets those first blocks. Very good at that, but does give up a couple of rebounds there, as we saw. And if that trajectory had been slightly different off of that first one, I'm sure that would have found the back of the net.
8:12 to go here in the second period. 8-5 the shots in favor of Manitoba, and they lead at 1-0. I believe when these two teams met in round robin, it was a 5-3 win for Manitoba. Does that sound correct there, Steve?
I think it ended up 4-3, I believe. I don't think they finally got that final game. They may have got the fifth one, but I'm not sure.
But, yeah, Manitoba was the winning team in that one.
Yeah, it was a great battle in that one as well. Back and forth hockey like we're seeing here.
Here's Swafford with it along the left side here for Team Ontario. Manitoba's going to break that one up. And now here they come. Nice job that time by Waugh to avoid the collision there.
And to that point, Ontario definitely knows how to find the back of the net against this Manitoba team, scoring 3 goals in that initial meeting.
That's going to be icing. Sorry to interrupt you there, Steve.
Not at all. And you're right, that will come back for icing, yep. And they're just struggling a little bit to find their groove right in front of the net. Manitoba has just improved all tournament on their defensive efforts right in front of the net, in my opinion. And I noticed that last play, Ontario was keeping things flowing a little bit on the perimeter and looking to dive in through the lane. They've definitely going to keep wanting to cycle their players around and look for those opportunities starting from high. They have some players that can really handle the puck, and if they can take the abuse from the defending Manitoba players right in front of the net, there's going to create some great opportunities.
Now linesman there to drop the puck. It's going to be Tamburello in with Armbruster there. We're up one more time. It's Verburn with it. Loose puck. Armbruster trying to punch that one home, though. It's cleared away to the corner, and here's Tamburello with it. Good bump there. Deloria gives a bit of a bump there. And down low, here's Armbruster who will pick it up. Now trying to do a little bit of a wraparound there. Won't work out. And along the boards battling.
And here we go.
As Armbruster will fire that one a little high. Off the rebound, though, for Elijah Armbruster. With a good box out that time by Verburn to keep the opportunity away. And here's Waugh down low. And on the side of the net, Dukowicz has seen enough, and he's going to reach out to grab that one.
Yeah, in the bottom half of the second period, I'm kind of looking to Topping from the Ontario team to make something happen. He's got the speed, and if he can get out there and make a play work with potentially Clements, or we've seen him work really well with Tamburello before in that offensive zone, some quick passes. And I think if they can get a breakout maybe with only 1 or 2 defenders down there, could make a difference here. And looking at your rosters there on your screen, Clements to take the face-off against Vint.
That one will be cleared away. That one caught under Chambers, but he'll easily swallow that one up and pass it up the left side. Topping takes a good check that time along the boards by Armbruster. Just a textbook check there. Another one coming. That time from Virgie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And these Manitoba fans are fired up.
Coming up on the 6-minute mark, left in the second. Still 1-0 your score. Manitoba looking for something here.
And here's Vint. Has to get by Harrington. And does. Let's see if he'll get one off here. Shot there. Beautiful save by Dukowicz. Now here's Manitoba with it down low. Send it out in front. That one's not going to work out for him. Here's Manitoba once again, and Classic can't hang on to it. Now Ontario will skate the other way. Here's Clements. Clements up to Topping. That one just out of reach. Pardon me. Now here's Topping down low. Topping over to Clements. Good job by the goaltender there, Bilodeau, and he takes a hit there. A little bit late from the Ontario player. And that'll cause a little battle there in front.
Yeah, and not sure who it was. I think it looks like White that might have been getting fired up in there in the net. Taking it out on Clements, who were kind of just inadvertently stuck in the net. White taking offense to the shoving and jumping in there. And we've seen that before by White. Absolutely willing to get in there and mix it up.
This face-off is going to come outside, actually.
Yeah, and then that was a great play by Bilodeau. Clements was waiting there in that pocket, and if he hadn't have been able to reach out and grab that puck, I'm pretty sure that we would have seen our Ontario goal there.
Pardon me, yeah, I think you're right. And White and Virgin to the bench now. Face off outside into the neutral zone, and Dukovic seems to be in a bit of pain down there.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was from the collision with Topping earlier, but then he did have a reach out around the net after that. It's going to take some care here. It gives us an opportunity to recognize some of our sponsors that we've had. We've had a lot of sponsors to make all this happen. We've had the South Shore Bulletin, Michelin, Go Rock 107.9, Hockey Nova Scotia, the Shriners, Boston Pizza, Steel Auto Group, South Shore, Midland J.E. Hangar, Unique Inventions, Tim Hortons, the South Shore Center, Atlantic Superstore, No Frills, Sobeys, McDonald's, Swiss Chalet, Best Western Plus and 275 South, LaHave Law, Hustle and Bustle Catering, Fresh Cuts, and DNA Swag, and of course our host team, the Paralympic team, local team, South Shore Ice Storm. Players, family, and committees and friends that are here supporting us, volunteers, making all of this happen.
And it looks like Ontario's Maddox Miles, the other goaltender, we haven't seen him play at all, and he hasn't even been out there for warm-ups much, if at all, this tournament. I haven't even noticed him out there for warm-ups. It looks like he's getting suited up over there.
Yeah, we certainly hope that Dukowitz is all right. He's looking okay at this time.
Not sure what's going to happen here.
He's smiling and chatting with the linesman, so looks like everything's going to be okay. We'll see if that comes into play later on, though. You never know. Once you've had a little bit of an injury or a concern, you might favor that even subconsciously. Just strapping all the equipment back on off your screen there, so it's going to delay us just a touch. Of course, we want to make sure the netminder is ready before we get started here. All right, off to the action.
And Maddox Miles over there for Ontario. He's still getting dressed over there. I don't believe he'll get in the sled, but he's at least got his chest protector on. Getting on. Actually, he's going to take it off now. So I'm not sure if the coach wants him to dress or not, but I'm not sure really what happened to him there. So now Clements will fire that one down. It'll be picked up along the boards by Team Manitoba there. Good feed at the boards as we approach the 5-minute mark remaining in the period. 2/3 of the way through the middle frame in this one.
Yeah, Wen's looking for Delorier there in the middle and just couldn't quite connect. That would have been a nice breakaway opportunity for Delorier. Tied up on the corner. We'll wait for that one to come out. Good defensive positions from Maidenuk back there, making sure nobody's tucked in the pocket.
For sure, and a good hit that time on Stubing. It looked like Maidenuk was in there too. Now at the left side. That one broke it up a little bit actually by Topping, and Verber unable to touch it as well. Just sat there. And now here's Elijah Armbruster actually, sorry. Get up the left side into the slot there. What a move. Just a little too complicated on that one, I think, Steve.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he lost the handle on it or if he was actually trying to shove it in front of the Ontario player and go around them. And I think that's what he might have been going for. Would have been an amazing highlight goal if he had gotten that one off, but couldn't quite connect. Still sitting at 1-0 for Manitoba. 10-6 your shots, 4:15 left in the second here. Toba fans are going to have to carry their team and keep that momentum going all the way through this last 4:15 in this period.
Puck is dropped, and here we go once again, and Ontario will fire that one up the right side. And now loose puck race. It looks like Topping might have an edge on Armbruster, but a good job by Armbruster to box him out there. 4 minutes to go here in the second period. Tamburello kind of gets tied up there, and there's going to be a penalty coming to Team Manitoba. A fairly easy one to call there. That's going to go to Alyssa White for hooking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually tripping the call on that one.
Yeah, ends up tripping either way. Definitely going to be a penalty there, and we'll get Ontario an opportunity to go to the power play.
Definitely no intent there, but definitely was something.
Yeah, of course, a lot of these penalties aren't going to be intentional, and just keeps the play going and make sure that everybody's playing fair hockey. Now, Manitoba's been very strong on the defense end, especially during their power play kills. Let's see if we can get a shot on Bilodeau. Now, definitely off the faceoff, Ontario has had some great opportunities. Riley's dropped a couple previously from long out. Unfortunately, we don't have him there, and we have, I believe it's Topping up there waiting for that puck.
Now it'll be flipped out to center. A good clear right off the draw by Team Manitoba, and they'll look to keep that same energy up. And Martin's going to pick it up. Rosello there to apply some pressure. They get it around over to the right wing for Harrington. Let's see what he decides to do here. Let's apply the pressure by Rosello, and he breaks it up. Harrington unable to get that one over, but Martin will come in and scoop it up. Now here's Team Ontario in over the blue line that time. He knocked off the puck, it's dropped back, and now here's a shot from Swafford, blocked through the lane. Swafford gets it back, now down low. Here's a chance, they score! Chad stop off from Barry's Bay, Ontario.
What a great play by Ontario. Just a wonderful team play there. You know what? Martin really created that as a defender, taking that in, and instead of trying to drive the lane, he kind of circled around, looking for one of his forwards to pass it to. Drew a few defense up there, held onto the puck just long enough. We'll see a nice replay on that one. And then it gets bumped down.
Play.
Absolutely. So you see here, he's going to choose to carry it in. And that's going to draw a couple of defenders there, opening up. And Maiden just ended up on the side, creating that opportunity. And then down on the wing, what a heads-up play by Stoppa to stay out of the way, come down the wing exactly how he should, play positional offense, pays off right in the back of the net.
3:20 to go here in the second period. 10-7 the shots in favor of Team Manitoba, but we're all tied up here with 3:20 to go. We're off here. Referee drops the puck. Tied up right off the draw there. And here's Delorier with it. That one gets sent back down, and a beautiful power play goal there from Ontario. Still can't get over it. The spacing was excellent.
Yeah, most definitely.
And broken up a little bit. Now coming up the right side. Penalty coming on the play this time to Waugh. Teo Waugh to the box now from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Tripping going to be the call once again. So with 2:58 to go here in the middle frame, Ontario right back to the power play, and they're going to keep that same forward line out as they just had who scored that power play goal.
Yeah, and absolutely. And just having shown that they can certainly make something happen on a power play. It's the type of game that they really enjoy is the passing game and having those opportunities off the wings. So this really does favor them. Manitoba's going to have to really focus on a deep defense, I think, on this one.
And that puck is dropped, shot there by Swafford, goes a little wide, and coming in is Topping. Now down there, here's Team Ontario with it. They'll drop it back for Martin. Martin now fires that one through traffic. Here's Topping, who applies a little bit of pressure that time. That one fired down, and Dukewicz decides to stay in his net. Sorry to interrupt you there, Steve. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, with 2:25 remaining in this period and a 1-1, I like the way that Manitoba really played a deep defense there and made sure that there was nothing coming through.
Maidenuk there.
Topping decided to follow through with that check.
And Maidenuk didn't even move. He just kind of braced for it, and Topping bounced right off him. Here's Stoppa coming up, decides to dish that one off. Rotting the blue line that time, and Maidenuk's going to take it away. Look to flip that one down as they do while taking a hit there. Under 2 minutes to go here in the middle frame, second period. Over to Stoppa now. Here comes Chad Stoppa. That right side, he'll fire that one down, and that one goes a little wide. Armbruster's going to pick it up down low and take it a hit that time on the play.
Tied up, looking to get it out, and they will.
Yeah, pardon me there, Steve. Up the right side, Manitoba's going to clear that one away, and Dukewicz in his crease. He comes out a little ways, as per usual, and he'll fire that one up the right side. And looks like Maidenuk's going to be there to receive it.
Yeah, as we've seen before, Dukowitz looking for those long breakout passes. Nobody on that one to go to.
1 minute to go now in the second period. Man out of the box now for Team Manitoba. Now dishes it off over to Waugh. Now Waugh will look to walk in and sent down, and Rosello staying on side that time, and Dukowitz going to cover that one up. I don't know about that, and then he plays it. So I'm not sure what Dukowitz really expected there. I mean, if I'm the referee there, I'd blow it down because he thought about playing it, then brought it in, and then played it again.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the whistle was well timed. You know, it looked like he had the opportunity initially to play it, and then he grabbed it. I think in his mind, he just wanted to make sure he had control before he tried to pass it off to one of his players. But that's going to be blown down, and we'll get a face-off here.
Puck dropped, and here we go again. Here's Rosello with it now at the side of the net. It's dropped back for Armbruster. This doesn't work out for him. Now put on the brakes, trying to send that one out in front. It's tied up in a crawling Armbruster there, trying to make the plays. He gets that one over, actually. And Isaiah Armbruster gets tied up in the slot. Whiffs on the pass, on the shot attempt, sorry. What can you expect, really, when you're falling down to the ice?
Yeah, absolutely. Sprawling all over on that play.
15 seconds go, less than that now, and here comes Elijah Armbruster up the left side. That one kind of gets broken up, though, and Halleck's going to try and chip that one up. 5 seconds to go. Looks like Osborne's just going to touch it up on his own end. 2 seconds, and he's just going to hold on to that one. Takes a bump at the buzzer, and that's going to do it. So 1-1 your score here. Ontario gets on the board thanks to Chad Stoppa's power play goal of beauty. And so we'll head to the intermission. We'll see you back here for the third period of play. Steve, what can we expect?
Well, you know, going 1-1 into this third period, I think we're going to see both teams really try to dig deep. It's been a long tournament, and I think the fatigue is going to come into play a little bit in this one. So I think those Toba fans keeping their team hyped up is going to come into play as well. We've seen great things from both teams. I can't wait for this third period.
My name is Easton Shoup. I'm joined alongside Steve Rombeek. We'll see you here for the third period of play.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions, home to possibility, and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Our mission at the Shriners Hospitals for Children Canada is to really make the lives of patients and families the best that it can be, and really lift up patients who need our services to fulfill the most optimal version of themselves.
We take care of all orthopedic problems in pediatrics, but we super specialize in really rare conditions and complex conditions that involve orthopedics and other specialties.
A lot of the patients that will come to the motion lab are surgical candidates. So the surgeon may be able to do a great plan with just medical imaging, with the clinical history of the patient and some observation, whereas the motion lab will bring real numbers that we can measure that the eye cannot catch necessarily. And so it allows us to be more precise in the diagnostic of the patient, and then it allows us to better plan the treatment.
Rehabilitation is not easy. It's a tough part. So when we do rehabilitation, we did the surgery. Now we have the tough part, moving with difficulties, and it's saying, okay, now you're gonna have to do something that you might not wanna do. So how do we make that enticing for a patient to do this? And when I see parents writing back and saying, going to physio is the best part of my day, I said, oh, we're doing definitely something right.
Without Shriners, I know my leg wouldn't be straight. And Shriners, it's really special because there's only 2 doctors that can do this type of operation. So I know I couldn't just go to another hospital. It was here or I wouldn't do it. So everything is super for me and the future looks bright ahead.
Shriners is incredibly unique because we take the time for our patients. We take the time to listen, to understand what their needs are. Our team in social services, we try and make it as simple as we can for our families. Families coming from out of province, having a greeter meet them at the airport, drive them to the hotel. We make sure that our families are comfortable in what they do and in their decision of coming to our hospital, knowing that our people are the best that you can have right now.
Yeah, this place is definitely like a family because they treat you very nicely here. They treat you like you're one of them. When you come in for like an x-ray, like, hey there, Michael, how are you? Yeah, everyone that works here definitely has positive attitude, always smiles on your faces. I know a lot of people here. I love them like a family.
When you're a parent that has a child that's disabled, either wheelchair or has some disability, it's tough on the parents. And when they come to the Shriners and they see other parents that have the same kind of child as they do, it's almost comforting in a way, and they can exchange ideas. I can't tell you how many patients became friends from different backgrounds completely. French or English, it doesn't matter, because they have the same kind of disability, they become friends because they see each other in the clinic together, and sometimes we make sure to invite them at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, we make that effort, so that these conditions, that these kids, feel good, and the parents feel great about that. And I think that that's something that we pride ourselves in.
During the treatment, when it's really hard on him because he goes through a lot of emotions, anxiety, we always have one nurse that comes to distract him, to play games with him. They bring their virtual goggles so that he doesn't think of the pain that he's going to go through. All these little details make the Shriners so special.
We cover a wide range from the molecular to the bedside of the patient. And that was the vision from the get-go. And I think the best example that this vision works is that this facility has developed a standard of care for 3 pediatric metabolic bone diseases. So those now are the treatments that are used throughout the world that were developed here at Shriners Hospitals for Children Canada. And I think it is unique because it has a very high-performing research center, which not all hospitals have.
We are becoming experts, and in certain cases we are identified as the leaders in North America in rare and complex bone-related disease. For certain, we have the biggest group of patients for osteogenesis imperfecta in North America. But that being said, we want to be identified as a leader in pediatric orthopedics so that when your kid has a rare disease or complex, it's obvious that you're going to come at Shriners. And we want to be the place in Canada. That's part of our vision.
Shriners is special because they have like the family kind of vibe. Here you're really going to have care, you're going to be informed, you're going to have support. That is really important. They are human here, not just nurses, not just physicians, not just doctors. They are human. They have human values, and this is what makes them different than others. The Shriners are really the one that has my heart.
What we offer children and families goes beyond clinical care. I'm just really grateful to work here because people from every department, everyone really has this passion of giving back, whether it's people who work in maintenance, in the kitchen, in audiovisual services, in research, in clinical, at the reception. Every person has a role and makes a difference. And when you see this teamwork and everyone coming together with their energies, everyone wants to make a difference in the child's life. And it's really obvious from this kindness and this motivation to do better. To me, this is what really makes the Shriners special.
So casual with it. Center, center. Man on! I have no idea. Oh.
Good morning, hockey fans. We are here for the bronze medal matchup in the 2025 Para Ice Hockey Championships hosted by the Atlantic region and the South Shore Ice Store. And the local para hockey team here has basically put on this whole event for the third period of this bronze medal matchup between Team Manitoba and Team Ontario. We're all tied up at 1-1. 7-11 are the shots in favor of Manitoba. So I'm curious to see what this third period will bring us. Steve, what do you got?
Absolutely, Easton. I can't wait for this third period. All tied up 1-1. This is exactly the playoff hockey we wanted to see for this bronze medal matchup. I really expect Ontario to be looking for, again, as I mentioned, for the second. They're going to be looking for that speed. And we're going to probably see probably a little bit more physicality, I would expect, from Manitoba, just to keep themselves hyped up and in this. They've been doing a decent job of staying out of the box, and they're definitely going to want to continue to do that given Ontario's goal on the power play.
100%. And here comes Armbruster now with a chance. Elijah Armbruster still with it. Reaching in there. That one, pardon me, there'll be a collision there.
Yeah, Topping came across to keep him outside and then make sure there was no shot.
Age knocked just a little high that time.
Yeah, and Maidenex has the ability to have a good shot there as well. It's found the back of the net just once this tournament.
And Armbruster there will take a bump while passing that one over.
Sorry, twice this tournament, my mistake. And that'll be icing. And of course, as I mentioned, both of these teams, all of their players definitely have the ability to make something happen. There's a lot of goals from across the board from all these players and a lot of assists.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Steve. A lot of both these teams know how to put the puck in the back of the net, And so I'm curious to see if this third period will be as exciting as the last game, having Team Atlantic put home 3 goals in that third period to tie it up twice, actually 3 times.
Yeah, absolutely. What an exciting game that was. In this third, I don't think will be any different. This is the bronze medal match, so these teams have the adrenaline going for them. Last match of the tournament. Time to lay it all out on the ice and go for the goals.
Face-off will head to the right of Chris Dukowicz from Kitchener, Ontario. And there's a good mix on this Ontario team of the hometowns. You got Kitchener, you got Barrie, you got Midland, you got Vienna, you got Ottawa, Brantford, Peterborough, Mississauga, Six Nations, Barry's Bay. Big variation in that one. And on Team Manitoba, it seems to mainly be like Winnipeg for everybody. There's a couple, East St. Paul and Stanley, as well as Brandon. So that's really nice to see, as Ontario especially, getting that big old mix, so people from all over the province get in on the fun. With Manitoba, a lot of them coming from Winnipeg.
Yeah, and you wonder how much these individuals get to practice together. You know, a lot of these, like most of our athletes and amateur athletes in Canada, a lot of these athletes and their families have to do a lot of traveling and a huge commitment for their careers.
100%. And you got to be dedicated at this level. Armbruster now in his own end will try and go up the left side. Takes a bit of a collision that time. Now Ontario will skate that one over. An offside called on the play.
Yeah, and Haley Halleck was looking for the big hit on the boards and just missed it. She can definitely lay down a crushing hit when she gets a connection.
Ron's been there to drop the puck, and we're set to go here one more time.
Yeah, hand pass on that one, definitely. So we'll try that one more time.
It's going to go down actually in front of the Ontario bench this time, Steve.
Yep.
Ron's been there to drop the puck. As we said before, both Ron's been coming out of Hockey Ontario. We're off here one more time. That one picked up by Manitoba, sent back in. Now there's a chance coming up the right side for Team Ontario. Let's see what they can do on the breakout. That one's going to be a little wide. So it's going to be picked up by Manitoba, though. A great job by Topping there to get there as well. And there's going to be a penalty on the play in this one, I believe, to Topping. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it will be to Topping. Although he got his stick on it, so.
Might have saw maybe a hook there.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, he'll touch it. And you know what? On that last play, Topping was looking to go. He was cycling around and just kept looking at his defensive players saying, feed me the puck, feed me the puck. He really wants that breakout pass. And as I mentioned earlier, I do feel Ontario is really going to look towards that opportunity, try to get in behind the defense and get a breakaway. They've definitely shown that they can score on those. But now they're going to have to do some defending.
For sure, you're absolutely right. And Haas sticking the call on this one. And the net's off. That's what Team Manitoba trying to tell them, and they're going to get a round of applause there to the linesman who makes the way down.
And those Toba fans making sure that all the officials know exactly how to do their job.
And they're off here one more time, and you're absolutely right. Now over to White. Alyssa White almost had a chance there, and that was easily going to be cleared away by Martin.
Played by Bilodeau down low, set it up.
Now over to Armbruster. Let's see what he can do here. Now battling there along the boards. Excited to see what happens here.
Good forecheck by Swafford all by himself down there, but he was making some things happen and really harrying them, making them a real challenge for Manitoba to get things started.
And now Team Ontario will skate this one in and see what they can do. It's Harrington who has it. Sent around the board, and picked up. And here's Ontario looking to break out. I was going to be quite away. Icing waved off there. Sorry, that's on me there. I forgot they were on the penalty kill.
Well, and it was hard to tell, and I was just going to say before you said that certainly Ontario wouldn't mind a shorthanded goal and have the capability to do it.
Oh, they sure do. One thing that's nice about having a penalty kill is you can fire those long breakout feeds there, and you don't have to worry about icing. So even if they do go a little wide, there's not going to be icing on the play.
Yeah, and they have some fast players, and a great hit in the middle of the rink there with Tamburello to shut that down from Manitoba. Neutral zone play here has been very critical for these two teams.
Penalty coming on this one. Is that going to go to Maidenuk?
Is that going to be Maidenuk or?
It's actually going to go to Ontario.
Yeah, it is. I was just going to say, it might go to Tamburello for that one.
Sure is. Interference to call on this one. So we'll play 25 seconds of 5-on-3.
Great opportunity here for Manitoba. You know, they certainly have the skills to put another one in the back of the net, especially when there's only 3 Ontario players there. Ontario has some good defense, but if Manitoba can rough it up and get it in front of the net, they've shown that they can find the puck and find the back of the net in those scenarios more often than not.
Linesman there and drops the puck, and we're off here one more time. Cleared away, and
14 seconds left in that first penalty, so
maybe a chance for a rush here on the 5-on-3.
And you know, Elijah Armbruster now only has to face 2, and he is a force to be reckoned with in this scenario.
Here he comes. Isaiah Armbruster in on goal. Shot scores!
Absolutely. You could almost predict that coming. And you know, I would have liked to see the defense turn a little bit earlier on that one. Armbruster coming flying down the rink with that kind of momentum. He is tough to stop at the best of times. And you're going to have to match his speed before he gets to you. You'll see here, I knew right away that this was trouble. Defense coming across and just couldn't get there in time.
And what speed there. And once again, we see it going along the track over there, and they are fired up.
And we have a new runner for this one, and followed closely by the fellow with the horns.
And that is so awesome to see, Steve. They are having a great time.
Absolutely. And you know, at this point in the third with 10-10 to go, you know, I think that goal is going to mean a lot. This team, once they get fired up.
Hold up there, Steve. We just got some post music that time.
Yeah, we sure did. That was a great opportunity by Ontario.
Go ahead, Steve. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Yeah, I was just saying with this momentum for Manitoba, it's going to be hard to stop them, but the best way to do that is to silence them with a goal.
100%. And that's what Team Ontario is going to look to do here, because Clements tries to center that one out in front to Stubing. Doesn't work out. Now to Martin. Martin now holds up that time, and it's going to be cleared away by Team Manitoba. And Manitoba does a great job on flipping those one out to the neutral zone without it being icing.
Yeah, they really have, and that's served well for the speed of Elijah Armbruster especially.
Verburn dishes that one off. Now here comes Elijah Armbruster the other way. Right over the blue line. Armbruster has no help with him, so he's going to hold up there. I would have liked to see Armbruster go all the way with it, but he had a good IQ there.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think he made the right decision. He didn't have position on the defender, and they were doing a great job of keeping him on the outside, so he was going to flip around and wait for some help, especially with that 2-1 lead.
And icing waved off here. Clements takes a hit from Rosello down low. And Clements still sticking with it down there behind the net. Really getting physical down there.
And she doesn't manage to poke it out. Great awareness by Clements deep. And she is calling for it in the front of the net. She wants a goal.
She sure does. And a great play that time by Armbruster. Now here's Tamburello, who takes a bit of a bump that time from Melissa White and Armbruster there in to poke that one away. And a great effort that time by Tamburello.
Yeah,
now here's, sorry to interrupt you there. Go ahead,
I was just going to say, yeah, you can tell this Ontario team really wants something in the back of the net right now.
That was too many men there.
That was 100% too many men on the ice. totally got involved in the play before the other man was off.
Nothing going on the call, though. Now in the slot. Here's a chance for Ontario. That one gets poked away. Let's see if Vince will pick it up. And he does, but nice job by Osborne to poke that one away. Now Tamburello over to Topping. Now Travis Topping a shot there. What a save by Bilodeau!
Wow, that is a highlight reel save. One of the best of this tournament, I want to bet.
And I can tell through his mask, he is smiling in there. He is excited.
Definitely.
Let's take another look at this one, Steve.
That was 100% the tie opportunity right there that they were looking for. Topping is so dangerous, especially at that range. A great effort there to keep it in. Good patience, looking for that pass. Knew Topping was going to the wing, and wow, glove save.
And Topping knows he missed a golden opportunity there, but you got to just tip your cap there. A beautiful save that time by Bilodeau.
And Bilodeau still just bobbing in the net. That was a super save.
And he has an adrenaline rush of a lifetime now, especially another save.
Yeah, what momentum going the way of Manitoba, but Ontario has definitely shown that they want this game. Looks like the net's going to be knocked off again.
7:21 to go here in the third period. 13-10, the shots in favor of Team Manitoba, and they lead it 2-1. We'll take a look at this shot once again.
Yep, quick little replay here. Little top back pass there, and a great save again, just batted down.
So now the linesman here is ready to drop the puck, and we're off once again.
Of course, he is wearing his glove on the right hand, so this is his glove side. Could be a little bit different if it was a different goalie and this was the stick blocker side.
That one is punched by the defenseman through traffic. Here's Swafford. Swafford shot that time, gets clogged up through the lane. And Bilodeau didn't actually cover that one up. Over to Verber now. That one caught up. Now a chance. Here comes Team Manitoba the other way. Skating through. Here's a chance for Waugh. And kind of gets caught up there. That'll go a little wide at Dukowicz.
Yeah, and he doesn't quite have the same speed as Armbruster. Otherwise, that would have been definitely a good breakaway. But Team Ontario doing a great job to get back.
And Waugh, great setup that time from Maidnock. Just goes a little wide through there. And now here's Manitoba with it in their own end. They'll pass it over to the left side in the neutral zone.
And that's another too many men, to be honest. So went one each way there on no call on the too many men.
And there's a hit there. Nothing going on the play.
These officials definitely letting them play through. As we've said before, trying to get men on and off the ice is a little challenging, so letting them play through those ones.
Shot there. Great poke check that time by Dukowicz. And as you said, he's normally a player.
Yeah, it certainly used to be, so now he's happy to kind of chill out in the net there, but he certainly doesn't chill. He moves around, and he's out in the play whenever he can be.
And here's Armbruster, who dishes that one off to Waugh. That one will just clear the zone. And here comes Topping up the left side. Let's see what he's going to do here. He's going to dish that one off. He's going to pass it over the blue line. A little wide to stop it, though, but Chad stopped it there into the corner. He's going to take a bump from Waugh. Just a textbook hit there, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a great pass attempted pass by Topping. It would have been different if Stoppa could have got his stick on that. Would have made a big play.
That one just goes a little wide to Delorier. That one looks like it might be icing, and it will be. Not by a whole lot.
Yeah, and the Ontario defense was pulling back a little bit there. They almost got beat a couple times recently, so I think they're playing just a little bit more defensive and really keeping their eyes open for those breakout passes. Because Manitoba is changing up their game style a little bit and looking for those breakouts right now and forcing the defenders to pull back a bit.
Linesman there to drop the puck, and we're off here once again, and he'll shift over. He's going to go around there. What a movement. That linesman over there, he's a quick fella. I'm broken up. Now here comes Armbruster. Armbruster now, he's trying to stick with it. Has Delorier to his left. Now Elijah Armbruster in on goal. Shot there goes high. Under 5 minutes to go here in this one. Here comes Team Ontario. Sorry, as I meant to say. Sorry about the mispronunciation there. Now that one will be fired down. And shot there from Harrington off the side of the net. Definitely had a bunch of oohs and ahs going there from the fans.
Yeah, great opportunity for Harrington along that wing.
Here's Armbruster. He'll dish that one off over to Alyssa White, and here comes White. That one actually broken up and can't hang on to it, so it'll be taken away by Harrington up the left side.
Yeah, White just lost the handle on that one a little bit. Harrington picking it up.
Now it's going to be picked up by White once again, taking a hit that time on Martin. Now up to Chambers. Marcus Chambers now hangs on to it. He'll dish it over to the right side, and that one broken up by Armbruster. Can't get back to get it. And now it'll be a collision there. Almost a narrow collision there along the boards there. Definitely could have been a big hit. And now Chambers there. He'll poke that one away. And here's Armbruster. He's going to flip that one out the right side. Bouncing puck in front of the penalty box and into the defensive zone now for Team Ontario. It's Verburn will take it away. The right side. Here's Chambers with it.
3:30 to go in this period. Everybody's going to keep the pressure on. This is anybody's game still.
And that one dished off to Verburn. Now Verburn still in the neutral zone. Will fire that one down. One gets swallowed up by Bilodeau with 3:14 to go here in the third.
Yeah, and Virgie was looking to play that around the net and decided to hold on to that one. Might have been an opportunity for Manitoba to keep the flow going, but we'll get a break in play now and see if Ontario can get something right off of the draw. They have been good off of the draw for winning face-offs, and more recently have gotten some really good shots on Bilodeau, but Bilodeau has just been so solid.
And the linesman there to drop the puck, and Tamburello drops it back for Verburn. That one's going to sail high. And Dukowicz from his goaltending position out there just signaled for a field goal on that shot there. Now
absolutely. These players are having fun out there, which is the most important part.
That'll be sent back down by Team Ontario, and they'll stay on side there. Now up the left side, here comes Manitoba. And here's the play now for Rosello. Has White with him. Can't get it over there after taking a good hit along the boards that time from Swafford. Now Swafford sticking with it. Here they come dishing it off to the left side. And let's see what Team Ontario can do here, Steve.
Absolutely. And White was kind of lucky there. I think if player had gone over, she would have got a tripping on that one. She certainly likes to hack away at the puck. Great forecheck. And here we go with White.
Alyssa White, what a fun player she is to watch. We've said that many times. Her and Haley Halleck on Team Ontario both are probably the best ones to watch of that female category in this one. But all the females I'm impressed by in this tournament, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they've been right in there and very physical, big hits.
Now the puck is going down there, actually, sorry. Now broken up along the boards. 1:43 to go here.
Looks like a neck guard on the ice there.
Does.
They may call that down depending on if it's going to be dangerous or not, but not going to happen.
Now here's the chance for Chad Stoppa. Shot there goes wide.
Good choice to fire when he did. Armbruster hot and heavy on his side there.
And Dukowicz in the bench now for Team Ontario. Now played over. Here's Team Manitoba. There's a penalty coming on the play here. Might be going to Aubrey Clements. And it is.
Well, that's a tough one to take at this point. 1:17 left in the period. That's going to be a tough penalty to take for sure. Not to say that Ontario doesn't have the capabilities, especially if they...
And Manitoba is going to use their 1 minute timeout here, Steve. I think we're going to take a break from the action. We'll catch up after the timeout. Welcome back, everybody, for this highly anticipated power play to Team Manitoba as they hold a 2-1 lead here over Team Ontario, and they lead the shots 13-11 as well, but that means nothing to Team Ontario. They're still going to fight hard here, and there's a beautiful stop by Dukowicz.
Yeah, armbruster with that puck is so dangerous at that range, and one of the things is that Dukowicz can get to that bench fast. So as soon as they get an opportunity, he's going. You just can't keep anything going just yet.
Here's Team Ontario. Dukowicz is going to start heading to the bench here in a second. Martin's going to fire that one down, calling Dukowicz to the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. He was halfway to the bench before it even crossed the blue line. He goes crashing into their bench, trying to get that extra player out there. 37 to play.
Here's Manitoba. Looks like they're going to pick that one up. Centered out in front. Kept in by Martin there. Martin hangs on to it. I don't want to take it now. Now here comes Isaiah Armbruster the other way for Manitoba. And over the red line. Let's see if he'll let it go. He does. Shot on goal. They score! Isaiah Armbruster for the second time this game. 3-1 Manitoba.
Absolutely. And he's a very good player and takes his time, and he's going to hit the back of the net on that one with the go-ahead goal with 21.6 seconds. This has been a fabulous game, though, and you can look at those Toba fans, and they're just going nuts. They're happy for their team. As you said earlier, Jets may not have come through, but certainly Manitoba is coming out victorious today.
For sure, despite the fact that they're all probably not happy about how the Jets played last night. And we see them running along the concourse once again. And Clements finally comes out of the box. She hadn't came out yet. And the puck is dropped by the referee, and Dukowicz doesn't even have his helmet on down there. He could get an illegal equipment penalty on that one.
Still doesn't have his mask on. Facing a shot potentially without a mask on. Ref's going to let it go.
And that's going to do it. Your 2025 Para Ice Hockey Championships bronze medalists, Team Manitoba, and they are fired up.
Absolutely, and well deserved. What a tournament they have had. Got to say, their team play and their grit throughout this has been phenomenal. Just digging deep every game to come through.
And Steve, we can't say enough great things about this game. And honestly, a pleasure to be able to watch two back-to-back great games this morning. And hopefully we see the same in the gold medal game. And myself and Steve Rombeek will have the cover for that one next game. Steve, you got anything else to add?
Not really. I would like to say, though, that Manitoba was the only ones to get 2 goals against Quebec. And this tournament, they certainly deserve this win here. My goodness, what a team, what a crowd. And they are going to be taking that home, that bronze. We will stick around for the medal ceremony in our live stream.
And that's all you're going to hear from myself and Steve, I do believe. Is that correct there, Steve?
I believe so, yeah.
My name's Easton Choop. I'm joined alongside Steve Rombeek. Thanks for tuning in.
We have one more special fan of the game player of the game award. We would like to recognize the Manitoba bicycle drummer for his Thank you for bringing your drum and your good cheer to so short. We're going to present the bronze medals to Team Manitoba. Presenting these medals is a very special lady that's been a huge part of our committee, Alicia Boutlier. As the sponsorship coordinator of events like this don't happen without her feet on the ground and going around and gathering all those sponsorships. We appreciate all you've done for the entire weekend and everything leading up to it. Thank you, Mama Bootleader. I'm just going to call out and read out the names. You guys can go in order as you so choose. Players for Team Manitoba, Paul Ham, number 1. I.C.E, number 11. Luke Armbruster, number 12. Bernard Rosello, number 13. Jared Wines, number 14. Alyssa White, number 15. Randy Glory, number 16. Elijah Armbruster, number 17. Helen Clausen, number 18. Henry Burgeon, number 19. Michael Roy, number 20. Paul Madana, number 21. Isaiah Armbruster, number 22. Casey Virgie, number 24. Logan Billadou, number 55. And what would a great team be without fantastic coaches and management? We have McKenna Wild, head coach. Natalie Chambers, assistant coach. My very good friend, Mr. Chris Douglas from Team USA. Wore the best into the tournament, by the way. Reginald Billadou, manager. Dr. Victoria. And Charlene White, manager. great teamwork,